Hey everyone, did compressing anything just get 1,000 times easier? You bet it did. This is the LOLComp from Mixing Night Audio. Mixing Night Audio is spearheaded by Ken Lewis, renowned mixing engineer. And we've worked with these guys before on their last plugin, Green Haas. Mixing Night Audio is back with their latest plugin that takes Ken's famous compressor chains, and there's a bunch of them in this one compressor, and simplifies everything. And from the man himself, it really is just dial it in, try a couple things, and then move on. So let's dive into the DAW. Okay, so here it is. This is LOLComp from Mixing Night Audio. As you can see on the forefront, when you open up a default instance of this, it's Smiley. This is the Smiley chain. And you're looking at three controls initially. The big control in the center, your input slider on the left, and your output slider on the right. You have a VU meter for your input over here, and a VU meter for your gain reduction, because this is a compressor, on the right-hand side. And then here's Smiley in him. And as you push him, he starts cracking up more and more because he's laughing. It's so great, all the way until you get to the full end of the compressor dial. Now when you're in here, it's not just one chain like we said before. Up along top, there are 5 different chains. We're on Smiley, then we have Panda, we've got the Kangaroo Punch, we've got Peacock, and of course we have Dragon, and they all have different sounds. From Ken himself, he says that there's extra punch in Kangaroo. This is the Kangaroo chain. It's got a boxing glove, makes you think it has extra punch. Smiley work great on everything. You can just kind of use Smiley on a ton of different sources. Panda is like a limiter / saturation chain. Then you have Peacock, which Ken has already said is for very pretty kinds of things, and we'll explore this a little. And then, of course, there's Dragon. Dragon is straight up saturation into distortion, but there's got to be a little bit more to this plugin, and you're absolutely right. On any one of these, if you come down here to where it says Para LOL, you now have additional controls, including the preset browser, high and low cut filters that can be placed before or after the compression circuit. That's huge. Then you have 4 sections over here. You have Levitate, Mash, Awaken, and Oxidate. Levitate is a little bit like an EQ curve. If you push to the right, it kind of makes things a little bit brighter and kind of reduces the low end down a little bit. But if you need something darker, actually pull this back. Its default location is straight up. But if you need something a little bit darker, you can kind of pull back with Levitate, and it'll take some of the high end off in a very musical and pleasing kind of way. Plus, this also has the pre and post selection on top, so that again, just like your filters, you can decide where in your chain you want Levitate to go. Maybe you want to brighten things up going into the compressor just to kind of thin it out a little, and then the compressor will balance things back out. You could do that by switching to pre. Then Mash is probably what you think it is. It is another kind of limiter. It's really smushing things together here. Awaken is another top end sort of EQ section, but it's a bit different. And the 2 controls underneath are Lavender and Haze. It is hard to see it. There's very tiny letters on the bottom of the A, but it's 2 different kind of like airy top end bands, especially Haze. Haze is really up in the air, sparkle kind of range. Lavender is a little bit more down, but definitely really present. And then of course, Oxidate is like an effects section with 5 different options on bottom here. And each one is a little bit different. There's rooms, there's short rooms, long rooms, halls. There's all kinds of really cool effects going on in Oxidate. So that's all of the controls of LOLComp. Now let's get into how this thing sounds. We are working with a pop track today. This is a very dancey pop track. The lead vocals need to be right up front. She is the star. It's female vocals. This song is called Never Let You Go, but I'm gonna go to my vocal bus and very quickly and easily dial in LOLComp right now. This is how fast you can do it.
Never thought you'd do. Taking it day by day, it seems like you lost your way. Even when you win, it still feels like you lose. I wish that you could see what I see. You're so much stronger than what you think. No sleep, cause if you do, then you dream nightmares, but I'll be there for everything. Just think of me. When your heart is racing, racing at the speed of light.
So with one control, we've kind of already dialed in this vocal, and it's ridiculous. Ken said it himself in his videos. This really is kind of a vibe machine little plugin. You can do so much. And to show you how much you can actually do, I'm going to do this. I'm going to throw this into bypass, and I'm going to grab all of my buses, including my mix bus. I have LOLComp on my mix bus, and I don't have a ton of processing going on outside of this. What you're looking at right now, here's my drums. I needed a little extra low ends from my kick drum, and I have a little multi-band stuff happening on my mix bus. But that's it. Everything else you're about to hear is going from the raw tracks to only doing stem processing with LOLComp. Take a listen to this.
Yeah, I'll keep you safe, I'll never let you go.
All of that was done with only fader balancing and using the LOLComp and the tools that are built inside this one plugin. Yes, it compresses. Yes, it can limit if you need it to. Yes, it can saturate if you need it to do that too. It's got some EQ functionality built in, and the Para LOL is so many more different things, including the little effects section. A very, very useful effects section that gives you just a little bit of sparkle and movement for any of your sources. So there you go. That's LOLComp from Mixing Night Audio. I want to thank those guys for sending this over for this review. This is a really fun plugin that I think a lot of people are going to enjoy because it makes compression and just mixing in general a little bit easier, but it definitely makes compression way easier. Just take this, dial it in, because the attack, release times, and threshold, all of that is under the hood. Ken has all of these years of training, and the team has taken his insight and created a very simple compressor plugin. That's why this is so easy to just get some compression in. LOLComp is available right now, so use the link down in the description. Head over to Mixing Night Audio and pick up your copy of this plugin right now. So there it is, LOLComp, compression made easy, and honestly, I think you should pick this one up. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.